Day for baseball here in Pittsburgh. Last night's storm has moved entirely out of the area, and the only thing we hope for this afternoon is that Mike Schmidt creates a storm of his own. Huh, Will?
Oh, that would be great, Andy, to have it right here on Prism, to see Mike Schmidt's 500th home run, and he's pumped up about, I think, the whole ball club is, and also the last night. They still did some things that they want to stop doing, but they won a big game for them last night, and for the first time this year, they'd like to go out and win too.
Of course, I'm sure that Phillies management would have liked to have had the home run at Veterans Stadium, but they also want Schmidt to keep hitting home runs because the team doesn't win unless he does. And so I'm sure that they're hopeful that the ball game will produce it here this afternoon. Pirates are taking the field. Bob Walk will be making his first start of the year. He has been used a couple of times in relief, but this will be his first starting assignment. Last year against the Phillies, he even picked up a save. And he also beat the Phillies in one assignment last year.
And here's the way the Pirates will go on defense this afternoon. That's Mike Diaz at first base. Second baseman is Johnny Ray. Shortstop this afternoon, Bill Allman. And at third base, former Phil Jim Morrison. The left fielder, Bobby Bonilla. Center fielder over from the Chicago White Sox, John Cangelosi. In right field, over from the St. Louis Cardinals, Andy Van Slyke. The catcher is Junior Ortiz. And the pitcher, former Philly right-hander, won the first game of the World Series in 1980, Bob Walk.
With a lifetime record of 33 and 32, Bobby Walk now 30 years of age. And let's take a look at the Phillies lineup. Milt Thompson, Juan Samuel, Von Hayes, Mike Schmidt, Mike Easler, Lance Parrish, Glenn Wilson, Luis Aguayo, and Don Carmen. Just a perfect day for a ball game here in Pittsburgh. They're going to have a decent crowd here this afternoon. In fact, we even have quite a few fans, I should say, in the upper deck along the outfield area here at Three Rivers. And we're about set to go. The Phillies now are starting a week of daytime baseball, and you'll be seeing several of them on Prism, as the Phillies and the Expos will be featured here on both Monday and Wednesday afternoons of next week.
There's Mike Schmidt, who is sitting on the doorstep of a tremendous historical event. If he could do it this afternoon or whenever he does it, and we all hope it's today.
Milt Thompson batting at .270, thinks about bunting and takes a cold strike. He does that a lot to get the third baseman to shorten up, giving him then a better chance to skip one past the third sacker. And Morrison did indeed move in a step from where he played on the first pitch, and here's a called second strike. There's the third baseman, Jim Morrison, who's been on fire with the bat lately. Low ball one. Thompson has hit safely in 6 of the 8 games in which he has been a starting player.
Walk will throw a lot of breaking balls, curveballs, sliders, sinking fastball.
Thompson, base hit to right field to start the action. Milt puts it through the hole on the right side, and he's on board.
Thompson isn't pulling a whole lot of balls this year because he's better when he stays within himself, inside out, the ball the other way. But this is a slow breaking ball, and this is the type of ball he'll pull. Ball had the middle of the plate in, off-speed pitch, and a ball he could turn on and hit hard the other way.
Milt has stolen one base. He's been caught twice. Juan Samuel hitting at .244. Sammy takes low ball one. The Pirates infield looking for a double play.
The Phillies were a little more aggressive last night. You see Samuel taking a look at Davenport. Now, Sammy swings through a lot of pitches, so he's not a great hit and run man. But with Thompson's speed here, they might turn him loose and try and make something happen early.
Oh, again, 2 balls and no strikes, and now Samuel will be hitting ahead in the count. The on-deck hitter is Von Hayes. Last year, Walk was a 7-game winner for the Pirates. He lost 8. He pitched both as a starter and a reliever. He earned 2 saves as well, and a 3.75 ERA for him last year. Thompson goes. Good jump. It's a ball. And the ball goes to center field. Thompson heading for third base. Cangelosi's throw hits the runner. Thompson safe at third on a stolen base and an error.
Good hustle by Milt Thompson. Took off on that play. Stole a base pretty easily here, too. He got a real good jump. and then he picks up the ball real fast. This is the key to this play, if he can find the ball in a hurry. There he has it. Cangelosi is shallow, and he knows he's really got to hustle. Here's another look as the throw skips right past Johnny Ray. Didn't have much chance on that, and the shortstop wasn't able to back up in time. Then the ball hit him at third.
The Pirates are keeping the infield back as they continue with Samuel, and the count is 3 balls and 1 strike.
Phillies looking now to take the lead for the first time this season. For the first time.
In the 11th game of the year. To be the first to score first. Samuel draws a walk, and it's first and third, nobody out. Virtually assuring us that Schmidt will hit in the inning. Von Hayes batting at .250. On the Thompson steal, of course, he gets a stolen base. There was an error charged to the catcher, Junior Ortiz. Talking about bases on balls, this guy leads the league. Von has walked 12 times already this year. Now the Pirates look for a double play. They'll concede a run on a DP. Walk missing low on these pitches. Hayes has a .455 on base percentage. That is the 8th best figure in the National League. Despite the fact that he's hitting .250, it's because of all those walks, obviously. A balk has been called. Walk balked. Samuel to second base.
That Bob Davidson is really an all-time balk caller. And this one is in favor of the Phillies, but you get some of these guys just get carried away with calling balks, and he's one of them. He was on that crew for a long time that called balks. Let's see what he calls it on. Well, I don't know. I mean, I guess he's saying he's not showing daylight with his feet and turning.
So the Phillies have, in fact, taken the lead for the first time all year. They've been the team to score first. Thompson crossing the plate on the balk. Samuel to second. And here's the next pitch to Hayes. It's low ball 2-0.
I'd like to see the Phillies take the lead, but, you know, there's Mike Schmidt waiting on deck. But that could be your pitcher out there that he calls those diddly squat balks on all the time.
Davidson, the first base umpire. Jerry Crawford is calling balls and strikes today. Harry Wendelstedt at second and Terry Tata at third. Ball 3 to Vaughn. Phillies won their first road game of the year here last night. Dropped their first 2 games in Atlanta. Called strike to Hayes. Bob Walk in first inning trouble. Doesn't have an out yet. Hayes draws a walk. First 3 batters have reached base on a single and 2 walks. And Mike Schmidt will bat with runners at first and second.
Big hand for Michael as Bob Miller, the pitching coach of the Pittsburgh Pirates, is going to come out for a chat. People here at Three Rivers Stadium, you have to figure maybe some of them came here today to see this, if it should happen. There's Miller on his way to the mound to try and settle down. That balk appears to have unnerved him.
Speaking of Ray Miller, the ex-manager of the Minnesota Twins and a longtime pitching coach at Baltimore when they had those good pitching staffs, he is the 4th pitching coach for the Pirates here in the last 4 years. That's going to upset a staff a little to be hearing that many different theories in a short period of time, wouldn't you think?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's one thing you like to do, is be able to. Stability is so important, you know, I think, in life. And in sports, it's no different. That you really want to be have some stability. And to have 4 different pitching coaches in 4 years is not stable.
Michael Jack batting at .314. First and second, still nobody out. Took a big rip. Mike with .499 here last night, and it was a no doubt about her as it went to deep left center field. His 23rd home run in this park. He has hit more home runs here than any other visiting player. teammate Bobby Walk dealing.
And he knows Walk is not an easy guy to hit a home run off, too, especially from the right side because he has a good heart-breaking stuff.
Schmidt never has, in fact. He's 2 for 14 lifetime against Walk. And here's a little infield pop-up on the right side. Infield fly rule is in effect, and Diaz makes the play. So Schmidt pops up. That's 1 out.
He was trying to hit that ball to right field then. He was just trying to take Walk the other way and got under it and popped it up.
Well, Schmidt said last night he would not be trying to hit a home run this afternoon. He said he wasn't trying to hit one last night, and he contends that he has very rarely tried to hit one. Here's the ex-Pirate, Mike Easler. Mike is only 4 RBIs short of 500 in his career. He, along with Glenn Wilson, are the only other Phillies to have homered this year aside from Schmidt. The Phillies have not had any home runs from other than Schmidt in the last week.
Phillies were kidding Easler around the batting cage that Jerry Crawford was behind the plate. Jerry's a very good ball and strike umpire, and they got into it last Monday at the vet, and Crawford ran Easler.
Ball fouled off the left side.
Mike said, "Oh, I'm not that kind of guy. I'm not going to say anything to him." Very popular player here in Pittsburgh when he was here for obvious reasons, because he was an outstanding player. And you can see he's having a lot of fun being back in this ballpark. Many, many people coming up to him and talking to him. He's a very nice man.
One basic difference between Easler now and then, he was always a platoon player in Pittsburgh, and of course now he's an everyday left fielder for the Phillies. Strike call. One and 2 the count on Easler. Two players for the Phillies have been ejected this year. There goes the runners. Swing and a miss, and Easler is a strikeout victim with the runners pulling off a double steal. Somwell to third, Hayes to second.
Off they go. You see Von Hayes making sure that Somwell goes before he goes. And the strikeout, an easier throw for a catcher when a left-handed hitter is up there, but Junior Ortiz never got a throw off.
So with 2 down, Phillies at second and third for Lance Parrish. We were about to say that Parrish is the other Phil who's been ejected from a game this year. That occurred here last night. And it turned out that Lance didn't say very much to get ejected, did he?
All he said to Terry Tate was, "That's weak." And then he said, "What did you say?" And he said, "That's weak," and he threw him out. Should not be fined for saying that, that's for sure. It's weak to have been thrown out.
Parrish says that in the American League he was only ever tossed out 4 times, and in every case he was not fined for it because upon review of the situation they discovered he was right.
There's Tata.
And we'll see whether Parrish gets fined this time, if indeed we find out about it.
He'll tell us.
And Parrish sends a very high fly ball to left field. Bonilla is out there today. And Bobby wraps it up for the out. The Phillies get a run on the balk call. 1 hit in the inning. There was 1 Pirate error and 2 men left on base. Half inning of play. Phil's 1, Pirates coming up. Back here at Pittsburgh with the Phillies leading 1-0, and the Pittsburgh coaches Gene Lavant at third base and Tommy Sant at first base. Keith Chase of New Cumberland, Pennsylvania is here to see the game today. Came out to see Michael Jack hit his 500th and says hello to his family in Upper Darby. Mr. and Mrs. Lawrence Chase.
Phillies on defense. Von Hayes at first. Dirty uniform already. Juan Samuel at second base. Louis Aguayo at short for the second straight game. And at third base, Mike Schmidt. In left field is Mike Easler. Milt Thompson in center. Glenn Wilson, the right fielder. Lance Parrish will catch the game. And on the mound, his second start of the season, left-hander Don Carmen.
Carmen 1-1 against the Pirates last year, pitching to an earned run average of 4.41. And lifetime, he is 4-2 against Pittsburgh. And here's the Pirate lineup. John Cangelosi in there today. Andy Van Slyke, Johnny Ray, Jim Morrison, Mike Diaz, Bobby Bonilla, Junior Ortiz, Bill Ullman, and Bob Walk. John Cangelosi, a little switch hitter. And so far this year as a right-handed batter, he's 5 for 10. He's 0 for 2 left-handed.
And last year with the Chicago White Sox, his rookie season in the big leagues, he batted .216 as a left-handed hitter, .243 as a right-handed hitter, and hit both his home runs, surprisingly, from the left side.
It's not unusual for a guy to have a higher average from one side and more power from the other side. We see that a lot.
Yeah, probably the unusual thing of Cangelosi is that his natural side is his right side. And for him to hit home runs from the left side, you know, you wouldn't expect that. Normally these guys become better hitters left-handed because they face more right-handed pitching throughout their careers.
Certainly presents a small strike zone at the plate. Cangelosi is only 5'8" and weighs but 150 pounds. He was born in Brooklyn.
If he gets on base, he can run, too.
Set an American League stolen base record for a rookie when he pilfered 50 last year. Takes a strike. Pirates acquired him for Jim Wynn. 2 balls and a strike on Cangelosi. Cangelosi, 24 years of age. Hit .235 for the Sox last year. Into the air to left field. Should be caught by Easler. Thompson there as well, but Easler made the catch.
Well, those two did not communicate well. There's Don Carmen getting the first out, but yeah, Thompson's calling the ball all the way, so is Easler. You want your center fielder to catch what he can get to. Easler's playing in his old hometown here, and he wants this ball. And he got it because he's bigger.
Taller, yeah. Now Andy Van Slyke hitting at .313. Van Slyke brings a 5-game hitting streak in, during which he has hit .471.
At the game here today, Mike McCarthy of Bethlehem, and also Scott Berman of Wilmington, Delaware, and Corey Pote from Penns Grove, New Jersey.
Right on the outside corner, the Van Slyke. Andy acquired for Tony Pena, coming over from St. Louis, where he had been rumored to be on the trading block for a couple of years. And he was so productive in the second half of last season, I think his market value really went up.
He's always been a good player. There were those who called him an underachiever because he has tremendous ability. He can run, he can play a lot of positions, he's strong, he can throw, and he's starting to come on right now, and no one's that surprised.
I don't think before last year he would have been worth a Tony Pena, though.
No, absolutely not. He was only worth a Tony Pena in theory. And then when he went out and did it, absolutely. And then he became a player that you could get that kind of player for.
And the scouts behind the plate watching the game. Dick Gernert, the man in the middle of your screen.
Eddie Lyons there beside him, who's Montreal scout until his next opponent.
Low, 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Pirates also acquired Mike LaValliere in that trade from the Cardinals. And LaValliere is a platoon catcher. We saw him as a pinch hitter here last night. Phillies ahead 1-0. We're in the first inning. Pirates tied for 3rd in the East. They're 2 games back. There's a ball socked into right field and a base hit for Van Slyke. So he now has a 6-game hitting streak.
Well, Andy Van Slyke staying in there well on a breaking ball that time. Harmon's breaking ball kind of a slurve, an in-between type of pitch, and he hangs it a little bit. Van Slyke stayed in there, and the ball was out over the plate where he could really reach it.
Johnny Ray is batting now, hitting at .263. Ray, a better hitter from the left side than the right side. Phillies infield looks for a double play. And Don Carmen does not have an especially good move.
He tries to vary it by stepping off, by holding the ball, quick pitching.
Van Slyke is getting a good lead. He has stolen 2 bases, has not been caught.
Drags his leg a little better than some other left-handers, and that sometimes will get a base runner to go back by the way he drags his leg.
Inside to Ray, who has not struck out this year. Annually, he is one of the toughest in the National League to fan. He struck out only twice all spring, and he has not struck out since the season began.
Johnny Ray's a good contact man. If you want to play hit and run, they have the count in their favor.
And the pitch misses. 2-0. Ray grounded into a double play here last night, and we don't see that very often either. Runner at first base is Van Slyke. One of the hottest hitters in the league is on deck, Jim Morrison. Strike, 2-1 to Ray. Last year, Johnny hit .295 against Phillies pitching. Perfect day to bring the youngsters to the ballpark, get a program, yearbook. We received our advance copies of both the Phillies program and yearbook this past homestand, and they've done another outstanding job with them. Hope you'll take advantage of getting them next time you're at the ballpark. Two and two now to Ray. Carmen has done a pretty good job over the years on Ray. Johnny is 3 for 16 facing Dunny. Carmen recovering from that broken left thumb that he suffered in a traffic accident back on the 3rd of January. Don also broke his nose in that accident. Here goes Van Slyke, and it's foul. A year ago, Carmen gave up only 7.6 hits for every 9 innings he worked, and that led the Phillies staff.
As a manager, you see Andy Van Slyke returning there, you feel pretty confident starting a runner with Johnny Ray at home plate and 2 strikes on him, because he doesn't strike out that often. Like none this year.
There's Spanky.
Good guy.
Mike LaValliere.
A nice talk with him before the game about coming over here. He said he wasn't all that surprised. He said he'd heard talk during the winter, but what surprised him was the timing late in spring training, the way it was. You know, he came from a team, the Cardinals, who are supposed to contend, to a team that's supposed to not contend.
I think the holdup in that trade was the health of Willie McGee. Cardinals didn't want to give up an outfielder until they were sure that McGee was going to be able to play early in the year.
And then they get the bad break when Pena fractures his thumb and will be out till at least June.
Two and two on Ray. Phillies ahead 1-0. Is that number 1? Yes, it is. Don Carmen becomes the first guy to strike out Johnny Ray this year.
Just talking about how he doesn't strike out. He did foul a ball, though.
Yeah, there's a foul tip.
He rarely swings through a ball completely. He fouled that ball. And it goes right into Lance Parrish's glove for a strikeout.
So that's the second out, and it brings Jim Morrison to the plate, having an outstanding year, batting .441, the 3rd top hitter in the league. Right now, Chili Davis is, or not Chili Davis, but Eric Davis is leading the NL, batting .514. Isn't that something? And Billy Hatcher is next, hitting at .475. Then comes Morrison. Morrison, with 15 hits, ranks 4th in the league in that category. And his average against left-handed pitching is astonishing. It's .529. Morrison had a terrible spring, and he is no longer taking niacin. He discovered he was taking too much, and he didn't even know that was the problem. And his wife was reading an article in the paper one day, and she said, "You know, niacin can make you sluggish." And Morrison says, "Hey, I've been feeling sluggish lately. Maybe that's why I haven't been hitting the ball."
I think I've been taking some of that stuff.
So he cut it out, and the hits started coming. hope we don't have a niacin sponsor.
Try and get them to sponsor something. Van Slyke on at first. Jim Morrison's one of those really good people in the game, too. He's a hard worker. He's not blessed with incredible talent. He's worked very hard to do what he's doing.
Van Slyke goes, and it's popped up right near the plate. Parrish out in front. Hayes calls him off. Vaughn, who had the better angle, makes the catch for the out, and the Pirates go in the first. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 left at the end of an inning. 1-0 Phillies. Jimmy Davenport coaching at third base for the Phillies, and Del Unser at first base as we go to the second inning, and the Phillies are ahead 1-0. First time all year they can say that. Glenn Wilson to lead it off for the Phils. He's hit safely in 5 of 6. Willie made a great catch here last night of a ball that was nearly a home run.
I remember seeing him do that too often, and Jim Morrison isn't going to go for it at all. He did not move in.
Says, okay, big boy, you want to bunt? Do it again.
I'm not coming in a step or two for you because you just fake one.
Well, he is ahead in the count, 2-0. Foul back and just under us. We don't get too many of them up on this level here, although I did catch one last year off of Von Hayes' bat. I got Von to autograph it. 2 balls and a strike to Willie. He'll be followed by Aguayo and Carmen. Phillies batting in the second. For Mike Schmidt followers, he's had 1 at bat today, and he popped up. The 3-1 pitch to Wilson. That ball's in play, and Willie is safe at first. So Willie gets a single to left field, hit number 2 for the Phillies.
Here's Glenn Wilson getting the base hit on a high fastball. Really nails it. Bonilla, boy, that's a dangerous play he makes there. You know, he doesn't get his body in front of that ball, and if he didn't short hop it or took any kind of a crazy hop, it would have been a triple.
Here's Aguayo, and Louis been hot. He's 4 for 8. Aguayo coming up with a couple of more hits last night, and the second day in a row that he starts at shortstop. After the Phillies got the lead last night, they took Louis out and put Jeltsin at short. One ball, 1 strike on Aguayo. Louis facing walk as we look at Jim Davenport. 1 hit and 3 at bats. Thompson set up the Phillies run when he led off the game with a base hit, stole second, went to third on a throwing error by the catcher Junior Ortiz, and scored on a balk. Phillies had 3 stolen bases in the first inning.
Bob Goldman family of Southampton, Pennsylvania, here at the ball game this afternoon, wishing the Phillies and Mike Schmidt well. Part of the crowd here this afternoon, as Andy mentioned, it is an absolutely perfect baseball day.
Funny thing, it was foggy here in Pittsburgh this morning. Foggy with the sun out. Very unusual. Phillies stay at a hotel that's right next to the Civic Arena, and you couldn't even see the arena. It was that foggy, but you could tell the sun was out. That'll be a strikeout on Aguayo. Second strikeout for walk.
Breaking ball in the dirt that Aguayo chased. He has a very good breaking ball, does Bob Walk. Ortiz did a good job blocking that ball. In that situation, of course, Louis can't run because first base is occupied with less than 2 out. However, the base runner can run if the ball bounces away from him.
Now here is Don Carmen looking for his first hit. However, it'll be a sacrifice situation, and he fouls at strike 1. I mean, first hit ever. Well, maybe not ever, but in the big leagues anyway. He's 0 for 36 lifetime.
He likes being in that box. I mean, he hasn't moved since he fouled that bunt off. He is a true left-hander.
He went after it. That's a strike.
Phillies just having all kinds of problems trying to get bunts in. And in these type of situations, it's doubly tough because those fielders are charging and are right in their faces.
0-2 on Carmen, but the Pirates still expect a bunt. He's out of there. So Carmen strikes out trying to sacrifice. Third strikeout for walk, second out of the inning.
There's John Felsky, and you know, he's worked and worked. The coaches have worked and worked. Pitchers were out early again the other day. There's Davenport, the third base coach, and they're still not able to execute that sacrifice the way they want. And it's hurt them early in the season. 3 or 4 times they failed to sacrifice. The next hitter's gotten a base hit that would have knocked that run in.
Shane Rawley finally did pull off the Phillies' first successful sacrifice of the year here last night.
And the Pirates almost had to play at third on that.
In the dirt to Thompson. Milt has singled, picked up a steal, and scored the only run this afternoon. It's 1-0. So Milt's batting average is .289 as he stands in. Thompson with 2 hits in 9 lifetime at-bats facing Bob Walk.
And Wilson not going anywhere. Walk stepping off.
Willie did not flinch a muscle when Walk stepped off. Now Willie runs, and the pitch is foul back.
Take him by surprise. And certainly you don't hit and run with 2 outs, so he was just on his way on his own that time. There's John Felsky giving some signs from the dugout, and then Jim Davenport will put the signs on that Felsky gave or just bluff. A lot of cat and mouse in this game.
That's the second time Walk has stepped off, and the second time Willie has refused to move a muscle. Two and one now to Thompson.
Milt is doing a good job this year taking the ball the other way. He pulled the ball the first time up on an off-speed pitch. Last night he scorched the triple to left field. He hit a ball real hard to the gap in left center that Bonds ran down.
And Thompson's been getting some of those chop hits out toward third base, and that's exactly what the Phillies want him to do. Get that third baseman in a little bit and then bounce the ball that way, and you got a chance.
Milt will surprise you once in a while, too. He gets his pitch and turns on it. He can really hit it a long way, too.
Nothing like hitting ahead in the count, and he's 3-1.
The threat of Wilson at first, Walk has let it bother him, and he's gotten ahead 3-1. Or behind 3-1.
Willie going again, and it's fouled by Thompson. Second time in the sequence that Wilson has run.
And we'll make it 3 now with 3-2 and 2 out. Wilson, who grows a beard, shaves it off. Grows a mustache, shaves it off. Grows both, shaves them off.
Done it so many times now, even he can't give you a reason why.
No, he has no idea. Who's at the top of the country charts? For Wilson, the great country and western fan. Willie's a free spirit. Plus, he grows a beard so fast, he can have it back in a week.
Strike 3. Thompson is rung up. So after the leadoff single, Walk strikes out the side. In the second, no runs, 1 hit, and 1 left. We'll go to the last of the second, 1-0 Phillies.
And back here at Three Rivers Stadium in Pittsburgh, Chris Wheeler along with Andy Musser. Milt Thompson complaining about that last pitch. And we'll take a look at it. It's where it crosses home plate. The ball looks like a strike, and he complained to Jerry Crawford and stood there and looked at him for a while. The ball sure looked like it was over.
They're in the 4th inning at Yankee Stadium. Yanks leading Kansas City 4-2 right now as Mike Diaz leads off for Pittsburgh. The Phillies holding a 1-0 lead right here. Diaz, a good hitter, batting at .308. He's 4 out of 7 over the last 2 games. Here's one hit to right field, but Willie's got room. 1 pitch, 1 out in the 2nd inning. Next batter will be Bobby Bonilla. He's hitting at .276 right now. He was the Pirates' best hitter in spring training this year, coming up with 25 hits to lead the team and hitting at .394. He's a switch hitter.
Bonilla has more power from the right side. There's manager Jim Leland and pitcher Bob Walk on the Pirate bench. Hit 3 home runs from the right side last year, all the home runs that he hit from that side.
You were telling me that Bonilla is a computer whiz?
A computer whiz, that is correct, yes. And when the Major League Baseball is having trouble with those computers during spring training, Larry Schenk was on the phone to Greg Brown, Greg Johnson, the PR man here, and Bonilla was helping Greg Johnson with a computer down in Bradenton.
Well, you know, these role players, they have to do anything to stay in the game.
Stay in the league a long time if you can play a lot of positions, run a little bit, and work with computers, especially the way the league is becoming computerized.
Tina Vanneman gave me the bad news the other night. I sit and type up a little report for the radio after every game at Tina's typewriter, and she told me very shortly you're going to come in here and find a computer in its place.
Yep.
Get ready, big boy. She offered to let me come in early one day, and she'd give me a mini course. Think that'll be enough?
Better come in real early.
I think you're right. On the ground to second base, Samuel's got it, and Bonilla is out number 2. I did do the stats for you one day, though, years ago, but that was back in early typewriter days. I'm not even sure it was electric, was it?
It was electric typewriter, but you might have done it on stencils.
That's true. That's right.
There's that Pirate Parrot. Had a brief hiatus.
Junior Ortiz will be the hitter. What do you mean by that? Was he absent last year?
He wasn't around for a while, right?
I didn't know that. I guess I didn't miss him too much, huh? Now, I have missed the Fanatic, who was not around on the last homestand because of pneumonia. We certainly wish David well, and I'm hopeful that he'll be back next Friday night when the Phillies return against these Pirates.
We do miss you, David.
Bouncer fielded by Aguayo over to first in time in a 1-2-3 inning. Stick with us. Mike Schmidt will bat in the 3rd. The Phillies lead 1-0.
No. And back here at Three Rivers Stadium on just a gorgeous afternoon for baseball. The Phillies lead the game 1 run, 2 hits, and no errors. For the Pittsburgh Pirates, no runs, 1 hit, and 1 error. Steve Bedrosian has the shades on. As we look at the Phillies bench, Greg Gross, trainer Jeff Cooper. And the Phillies will go with Juan Samuel, Von Hayes, and Michael Jack Schmidt here in the 3rd inning. Eric Davis has hit another home run. There's Mike Schmidt. His 4th of the year and the 2nd with nobody on. Cincinnati 1, Houston 0. Eric Davis batting a cool .514 coming into the game. What a start he's off to for Pete Rose's Reds. Samuel the batter. Sammy hits it high in the air to center field, and Cangelosi has a bead. And makes the play, and Samuel is out. Sammy walked his first time up and stole a base. And there is Bob Walk on the mound for Pittsburgh, and Don Carmen for the Phillies. Hayes the batter. Vaughn also walked and stole a base. Phillies stranded 2 in the 1st. 1 in the second. They got their run across when Bob Walk was charged with a balk. Hayes batting at an even .250, leading the league in walks. Inside corner, says Jerry Crawford for a strike. Vaughn now with 13 of them. 1 ball, 1 strike on Hayes with Mike Schmidt on deck. Strike 2 called outside corner. And there he is, a man everybody wants to see hit number 500. And nobody wants it more than Michael Schmidt. Donna, lovely wife in attendance today. Base hit to right field for Von Hayes. Hit number 3 on the afternoon for the Phillies. And here comes Schmidt.
Third baseman Mike Schmidt.
On the 499 number. Has never homered off Bob Walk. Von Hayes on at first base. There's 1 out. It's 1-0 Phillies. We're in the third. Michael popped up to Mike Diaz at first, his first time up. Ortiz keeps the ball in front of him, and Hayes cannot advance. Junior Ortiz, a good catcher. There he is. Junior Ortiz, originally a Pirate, then he went over to the Mets for Marvell Wynn, and now he's back with Pittsburgh. 1 ball, no strikes on Mike Schmidt. Walk with a quick move to first. That's the best one he's had all afternoon. Almost got Hayes. Phillies have stolen 3 bases this afternoon. Thompson in the first inning, and then a double steal by Samuel and Hayes in the first. Phillies have not been able to steal much this year because they haven't been ahead very often. Pitch to Schmidt is inside, and he's ahead in the count, 2-0. In fact, when the Phillies took the lead in the first inning, it's the first time all year that they've been able to take a lead in the game first, which is amazing. And they're in their 11th game. And that will really cut down on your running game. Down low the pitch, and it's 3-0, and Schmidt will have a green light here probably. Normally does, especially under these situations, this present situation. 3-0 on Mike Schmidt. And the pitch is inside. Ball 4, and Schmidt will draw a walk. Crowd boos. They kind of want to see him do it here today. And there's Donna. Great lady. Donna and Michael have been married, I guess, since about, around 1973, 74. Great kids, Jonathan and Jessica. Been a great couple. And there they are on at first, the base runners. Von Hayes at second, Mike Schmidt at first base, and Easler the batter. Easler struck out his first time up on a ball away. Phillies executed the double steal on that strikeout. And there's a strike call. Easler didn't like it. He had trouble with Jerry Crawford last Monday at the vet on pitches inside. That walk issued by Bob Walk is third of the game. He's also struck out 3, thrown a lot of pitches here in the third inning. Two on and 1 out. 1-0 Phillies in the third. And Walk throws the second. Allman bluffed in, didn't go. Walk thought he had seen him move. A lot of times they do that on just the movement by the infielder. And And Walk saw movement from Allman, so he wheeled and threw. Allman had stopped. Right here, he saw Allman move. Bill Allman didn't go, and luckily for Walk, the throw was to the inside part of the bag there. Now that bounces up there. He can't find it, Ortiz, and the runners will move up. Bob Walk has been flirting with a wild pitch, and he got one there. Good base running by the Phillies. Hayes saw it, and Ortiz couldn't find the ball, even though it hadn't bounced that far away from him. He moved to third, and Schmidt moved up to second. On the wild pitch, Phillies now with runners on second and third. Here comes pitching coach Bob Miller again. His second visit of the game. No bullpen activity as of yet for Pittsburgh. John Felsky talking it over with bench coach Lee Elia. Lee Elia, a proud guy. There's Jim Leland, the Pirates manager. Lee is going to be honored by Almy High. Lee was a star athlete at Almy, and on April 30th, they're going to have a ceremony honoring Lee Elia at his high school. Leland, the second-year manager for Pittsburgh. See how the Pirates are going to play their infield. They're going to play it back with the middle infielders, and well, if the ball's hit hard, Morrison or Diaz could come home with it if they so desire. 1-1 on Eastler. Line drive base hit to right field. Hayes will score. Schmidt will stop at third. And it's 2-0 Phillies as Mike Eastler picks up an RBI. Ron Hayes scoring the run. And here's the hit man. Got a breaking ball, a hanger, and he stayed back real well on it, lines it into right field for the base hit. Well, Mike Eastler continues his fine hitting here early in the season. And Lance Parrish will be the batter. Parrish 0 for 1. Breaking ball in the dirt, and Ortiz to his knees again. Lance Parrish having some trouble getting untracked here early in the season. He'll be fine. Everybody just relax. Tim McCarver telling me the other night that the toughest thing he thinks to do is for a catcher to come from another league, because he not only has to get 10 pitchers ready, then he has to worry about his offense. Parrish swings and misses at a slider cut fastball. Not only does the catcher's primary job on a team is to work the pitching staff, then he worries about his offense. So Parrish has to do all that right now. Chases a bad ball that time. They counted 2 balls and 2 strikes. RBI for Mike Eastler was number 6. There's the slider down. Parrish coming into a league he hasn't seen any of these pitchers before, has no idea how they're going to work him. Another breaking ball, misses in the count 3-2. Now he's been swinging through a lot of pitches. See if they start Eastler, the runner, at first to stay out of a ground ball double play, or whether they're afraid of the strikeout double play more. The runner's movement at first will tell you the manager's thinking. Eastler does not go, and Parrish hits it deep to left field. Back she goes out of here, Lance Parrish. Matter of time. A BB way, way out of here to left field. Lance Parrish with his first home run in a Phillies uniform. A 3-run shot, and it's 5-0 Phillies. As I said, just relax. That big guy is going to be some player in a Phillies uniform. Don Carmen is happy as anybody because he has a 5-run lead. And nothing like a 3-run homer. 3-2 pitch, runner doesn't go. Fastball out over the plate. Boy, that got out of here in a hurry. And Glenn Wilson, the batter. Willie singled sharply to left his first time up. The Phillies with a 4-run inning. Lead it 5-0. slider topped out in front of the plate. Walk, throws out Wilson for the second out. And the Pirates with some bullpen activity. That's the right-hander Logan Easley, one of 3 pitchers coming over to the Pirates in the deal that sent Rick Rhoden to New York last year. Phillies hoping to a man that last night's game got them relaxed a little more and able to do the things they know they're capable of doing. Getting on the road a little bit and also relaxing might help. Aguayo with a broken bat flare to center. Here comes Cangelosi, who makes a good running catch, and Louis Aguayo is retired. Good inning for the Phillies, though. They pick up 4 runs. They do it with 3 hits. There were no errors and nobody left on base. Pirates bat in the bottom of the 3rd. It's 5-0 Phillies. And the Phillies now with a 5-run lead. The best lead they've had all year was a 6-1 lead they had in Atlanta in the 2nd game of the season, and weren't able to hold that. They jump out here 5-0 with a run in the 1st, and big 3-run home run by Lance Parrish in the 2nd inning, his 1st in the National League. Mike Easler also knocking in a run. So Parrish has to feel pretty good about that. It's tough to figure out sometimes. He's very, very confident. He's not very emotional. And all through the struggling that's been going on for him early in the season, he has been very, very low-key about it. Here's Billy Allman, Bob Walk, and John Cangelosi to bat for Pittsburgh in the 3rd. Don Carmen on the mound, and starts him with a strike. Carmen's given up 1 hit, a 1st inning single by Andy Van Slyke. Allman with no batting average yet early in the season. Only his 2nd at bat. Allman, a player who's worn out the Phillies over the years. Really a good utility player. Can play a lot of positions, hit the ball out of the ballpark, run a little bit. Nobody up in the Pirate bullpen, so Walk apparently will bat here in the 3rd, down 5-0. Allman pops it foul out of play. Count remains 1-2. Phillies play him straight away. Now Gonzalez has just popped out of the dugout, so could be. They're going to, well, not could be. They are going to hit for Bob Walk. That's Denny Gonzalez, an infielder. Swing and a miss, struck him out. And Bill Allman goes down on strike. Strikeout number 2 for Don Carmen. Breaking ball. And Denny Gonzalez will be the batter. He is 0 for 1 so far this season. That 0 for 1 coming as a pinch hitter. Gonzalez had an injury-plagued season last year for the Buccos. Coming off knee surgery last year, and wound up spending the whole season at Hawaii, where he batted .222. One time they thought he might be their 3rd baseman of the future, but it just hasn't worked out. Nolan Ryan struck out Terry Francona in the Cincinnati 3rd inning for his 4,300th career strikeout. I mean, you think about 3,000 strikeouts for a pitcher, that's a lot. Then you think about 4,000 strikeouts, then you think about 4,300 strikeouts. Just an amazing man, Nolan Ryan. 2 balls and no strikes on Denny Gonzalez. John Cangelosi waits on deck. Gonzalez swings through a pitch. Denny Gonzalez is 23 years of age. Born in Sabana Grande Boya in the Dominican Republic, now lives in Santo Domingo. You see Logan Easley, the right-hander. He'll be the new pitcher for Pittsburgh. Bob Walk with an early shower. Phillies Got him for 5 runs, 5 hits. Strike on the inside corner, count 2-2. Walk had 3 walks and 4 strikeouts, so he threw a lot of pitches in 5 innings, or in 3 innings. Ball's popped up, playable on the right side. Samuel, Wilson coming in. Samuel all the way. Tougher play for Samuel than it would have been for Wilson, but Sammy stayed with it for the second out. And Cangelosi will be the batter. Former White Sox switch hitter playing in center field today. Hit a fly ball to Mike Easler in left field his first time up. Cangelosi batting at .385 early in the year. Came over here from the White Sox for right-hander Jim Wynn late in spring training. There's another pop-up in the infield. Louis Aguayo says he has it. And Aguayo makes the play. An easy inning for Don Carmen. No runs, no hits, no errors by the Phillies. Nobody left on base. 5-0 Phillies after 3. Now back to our studios in Philadelphia. Good friend Larry Rosen at Prism Sports.
All right, thanks a lot, Chris Wheeler. These are potentially trying times for catcher John Russell. He was the object of so much criticism in the offseason this winter. Russell, of course, has lost his starting catching job to Lance Parrish, who just hit his first home run, but likely he'll still get 300-plus at-bats. His role, some catching, some left field perhaps, and certainly a good deal of pinch hitting. Has he made the mental adjustment from starter to now a role player for the Phillies?
A lot of guys do it, you know, and I'm not going to make myself an exception to be the guy that, you know, can't prepare for something like that. I have to prepare, and I have to do it just like everybody else. And, you know, I will. You just come to the ballpark. If you're playing, then you get yourself ready to play. And you know there's a possibility you could be in there any day, and you just have to be ready. You have to, when you're not playing, stay as into the game as if you were playing. You know, get into it and really, you know, try to gel even when you're not playing. So when you get in there, it's not so, you know, so new to you that you're ready to play and that you can do it.
Russell got his first game-winning RBI of the season last night. Likely, he'll start behind the plate tomorrow afternoon. Fourth inning baseball from Pittsburgh now with Chris and Andy.
Phillies lead the game 5-0. We're heading to fourth inning baseball. Pirates have a new pitcher, right-hander Logan Easley, and back for play-by-play Andy Musser.
Okay, Wheels, Easley is one of those acquired from the Yankees when they traded Rick Rhoden, Cecilio Guante, and Pat Clements over there to get Doug Drabeck, who will start tomorrow's game, Brian Fisher, and this fellow, Logan Easley. Don Carmen will be leading it off for the Phillies. Carmen 0 for 1 today, struck out attempting to sacrifice in the second inning, so Don is 0 for 37 lifetime.
Logan Easley mastered the split-fingered fastball last year, they say, and put together his best season of his career. Yankees minor league pitcher of the year, tied for the league lead in saves with 18 of them.
And Carmen fouls one sharply into the visitor dugout, his own gang in there. I like the way they've got those dugout roofs painted this year. They used to be a kind of a pale gray, and this year they've livened them up.
Did that good pitching last year, did Logan Easley at Albany.
And Carmen fans for the second time. Easley comes in and strikes out the first man he faces. One down in the fourth. Easley, just a youngster, 25 years of age, from Salt Lake City, Utah. Here is Thompson, who has singled and struck out, scoring 1 run. Ground ball to second. Gobbled up by the steady Johnny Ray, and he gets it. Bases empty, 2 out. The hitter is Juan Samuel. Juan has walked and flied to center. He's picked up a stolen base. Easley's been right around the plate. Fly ball, foul behind first base. Maybe room for Diaz. Nope. It's interesting, the Phillies pitching back-to-back left-handers in this series, and yet the Pirates changing their lineup quite a bit for today's game. Diaz, the first baseman, was out on left field last night. And of course, they've also changed shortstops. Rafael Belliard played shortstop last night. They've changed center fielders. Bond sitting this one out, and Cangelosi in. Samuel strikes out, so a pretty strong effort by Logan Easley as he fans two. Phillies go and turn in the fourth. Pirates bat in the fourth and trail the Phillies 5-0. That doesn't make a bad sunbonnet on a day like this, and we have bright sunshine here at Three River Stadium in Pittsburgh. Perfect day for baseball, and so far the Phillies like what's happening. It's 5-0 Phillies as the Pirates bat here in the fourth inning. And you know, Wheels, I think as much as anything else, the Phillies need a good effort from a starter today. Give that bullpen a little time off.
Absolutely, Andy. And Carmen is another one of those pitches, though, that John Felsky wants to keep around the 100-pitch mark, at least for today's start. I talked to him about it before the game, and he said he's committed to that right now. He said he doesn't want these guys to get hurt early. He knows that they're not happy about it, but he can't worry about that. He's thinking about the club's future, their future, and if their feelings are hurt a little bit right now, that's a shame.
So far today, though, Carmen hasn't walked anybody, has only 2 strikeouts, and really hasn't pitched behind in the count, so I don't know what the pitch total is, but it can't be very high so far. He's done the job here with a basic minimum number of pitches.
The only inning that he threw pitches, you know, quite a few was the first inning. His second and third have been very easy for him.
This is the only guy who has a hit, Van Slyke, and here's another one. Or is it foul? It's a foul ball. Wow.
Tell you what, Andy Van Slyke is locked in. He is really swinging the bat. We're going to have to move him down in the lineup. I mean, he's swinging the bat way too well to be hitting second. Boy, look at him fire that hip out, too. He's looking to pull that ball. They better throw the ball away from him and let him go the other way because he's firing out trying to jerk it.
Breaks the bat. Scooped up by Hayes. Needs Carmen. Look at Van Slyke slide into first. He's out in a cloud of dust. He gets a great hand for his hustle.
Oh, he's really hustling, too, coming to a new city. Hits that one right on the end of the bat and breaks it. Oh, that was the home run. Here's the one where he hits on the end of the bat this play, where the ball was a foul home run. Oh, we don't have it, but he hit that ball on the end of the bat and broke it. Hayes really needed help from Don Carmen, who hustled over there in time.
10 in a row retired by Carmen. And here's Johnny Ray. We have seen Carmen reel off streaks like this before, haven't we, Wheels?
Oh, yeah. Okay, here's the play. See the bat break as he hits it right on the end. Now Hayes is way off and Van Slyke can run. He really needs Carmen to get there just in time as Van Slyke tries to slide from another angle, and you see Carmen beat him.
Johnny Ray gets jammed and fouls it back. It looked like Van Slyke was sliding to avoid a potential collision with Carmen. Ray slaps one to the hole. Deep shortstop. Tough play, Aguayo. He got him. Nice play by Aguayo.
Phillies are making the plays today, too. This is one of their better defensive games of the season. What a difference when you get a lead and you can play a little looser. Ball's hit hard. They're shading Johnny Ray to pull a little bit. So Louis was over that way. He had to go about 2 steps to his right, and he has a strong arm and threw Johnny Ray out.
Here's Jim Morrison, popped up in his only at-bat today. Morrison with the 3rd best on-base figure in the entire league. He's on base at a percentage of .513. Popped him up. Hayes coming over. Parrish. It'll be Hayes' play if there's room. Just enough. Just enough. Morrison fouls to Hayes, and the Pirates have gone in turn for the third inning in a row. 11 straight retired by Carmen. We'll go to the fifth, and it's 5-0 Phillies. Now it's time for Mr. Goodbye's trivia question, and we'll see if you can get this one. You'll have a half inning to think about it. Kent DeColby is 6th in career games in relief. That's in relief. Name 4 of the 5 men ahead of him.
Wow.
Yeah.
We make it a little tough.
Well, all right, I'll give you a
All right,
break.
I got a couple of
No,
them.
not now. You got a half inning to think
I'm
about
going
it.
to start writing them down, and then we'll see if I need help.
Okay. Fans, no fair calling wheels now.
4 of the 5.
That's what I want from you. I'll settle for 3, though, probably. 5-0 Phillies. Here's Hayes to lead off the Phillies' 5th. He's been on base twice with a walk and a single. Scored a run, stole a base. Yankees 4, Kansas City 2 in the 6th. And here, as you know, it's 5-0 Phillies. Logan Easley retired all 3 Phillies he saw last inning. And Mike Schmidt will be next. Stay tuned. To Hayes. Why is Vaughn drawing so many walks?
They're not pitching to him for some reason. The balls are out of the strike zone, and he's being very patient. Something that he's having trouble with mentally also, because he wants to do more, and it's hard for him to stay within himself right now and take these walks. He was telling me that the other day, how difficult it's been for him, but he said he's going to try.
That's a borderline pitch right there. Full count now to Vaughn.
Says he has to realize that it's a team effort down there, and the guys behind him, Schmidt and Parrish and Easler and them, are going to knock in runs if he can get on base too, and that his time will come.
There he swung at ball 4.
Right, he chased a bad ball that time. He said it's especially difficult during the bad times that the Phillies have been going through, because he wants to go up like everybody else and turn everything around.
The cliche on that is he wants to hit a 5-run homer.
Right, exactly.
And Vaughn strikes out.
Boy, that's a nasty split finger fastball. That's what we're talking about. Did you hear this guy has one? People say they can't tell pitches at home too often from their television sets. Well, you could see that baby go down in a hurry.
Well, here he is, Michael Jack, sitting on 499. Today he has popped up, walked, and scored.
Some pitch to throw to Hayes with Schmidt on deck, a 3-2 split finger fastball.
Mike sends it into the air to left center field. Bonilla, shading his eyes, makes the catch for the out. Schmidt is retired, and that's 2 down in the 5th inning.
There's Donna. And Scott Young, who works with Arthur Rosenberg and Associates and handles a lot of Michael's appearances and endorsements.
Bases empty, 2 out. Mike Easler, the hitter. Mike has struck out, single to drive in a run, and he was on base when Parrish hit his 3-run home run. Foul away. Probably have a much larger crowd here today than we did last night. We only had 10,105 here last night. And I would say this is over double that. So Easler has hit a foul to each side. It's 0-2 on Mike. Wills is quiet, of course, because he's in the relief pitcher's record book.
I know I'm right on 2, and I can't think of the other ones.
Fair down.
I'll take a wild stab next inning.
1-2. Maybe if Easler can foul off a few more here, you'll think of him.
have to look this up. It sounds good.
Never.
I mean, Whitey does all the time.
No, he doesn't. Come on. Two balls and 2 strikes on Easler.
This guy looks like he'll throw that split finger pitch any time. Like there. Easler might get another one. He threw one 3-2 to Hayes.
Pitch was out of the strike zone, fielded by Morrison. Makes the play in time, and the Phillies have gone in turn for the 2nd inning in a row. So we're in the middle of the 5th inning with the Phillies holding a 5-0 lead. All right, Wills, we know Kent DeColby is 6th in career games in relief. Name any that you can who are ahead of him.
Well, the first one's easy. That's Hoyt Wilhelm. And number 2 is going to be Raleigh Fingers. And the only other one that I can guess is Sparky Lyle, and that's one I'm not even sure of, but they're the 3 that I'll take shots at.
Okay, well, you're correct on those 3. Now, the other 2, I'll give you a hint on one of them. He was a longtime pitcher with the Cardinals. Initials L.M. Got it?
Did he have a phenom brother?
Yes.
Named Von?
Mm-hmm.
Lindy McDaniel.
You got it. And number 5 is Don McMahon.
And there is Kent DeColby, number 6. Good question.
Thanks for playing the game so graciously, Chris.
It's all right. That was a tough one. Ray Tipton, our director, said they've been much too easy so far.
We'll take care of that.
Randy Seidman gave me a much tougher question from our Prism Control back in Philadelphia.
Wish they'd let me make them up. You'd never get them. Pirates in the 5th. They trailed the Phillies 5-0. Mike Diaz leads it off. Take an aim at us. That one's right back here. Diaz 0 for 1, flied to right field. Don Carmen has held the Pirates to 1 single so far. A first inning single by Van Slyke. He is now retired 11 straight. Straight away to center, and he hit it hard. Center field home run by Diaz, and it's a 5-1 game. Dead center field.
Mike Diaz is going to hit some home runs for this club. They can get him in the lineup. Fastball. It's almost like he knew it, too, to dead center. Out over the plate, and he really got his arms out the way he likes it. Carmen knew it, too. You saw him stay down for a while. Probably just happy he didn't hit it back at him. Just over the wall, 400, I guess about 5 feet from home plate.
He looks winded, more than happy. Ball 1 on Bonilla, and here's a ball slapped to shortstop. Aguayo plays it. So his throw is in time, and Bobby Bonilla is retired. He is 0 for 2. 1 down in the 5th. It's 5-1 Phillies. The hitter is Junior Ortiz. Junior grounded out to Aguayo. Punch fly ball into right field, carrying pretty well, but Willie scrambles back and makes the catch. Ortiz flies to Wilson, 2 outs.
That's what you want to see your pitcher do, too. Guy hits a home run to dead center on you, tip your cap, and go get the next people out. Nobody on base, not that much damage done. And Carmen has come right back and gotten the next 2 batters.
It's the 3rd home run given up by Carmen this year. Bill Allman, a strikeout victim in his only at-bat, 3rd inning. Last year, Allman hit .421 against the Phillies, going 8 for 19.
Pirates have Brian Fisher, a right-hander, warming up in case they get to Easley in this inning.
Here's one hit well to left field. Looks like there's room for Easler. On the track, pulls it in for the out. So for the Pirates in the fifth, they pick up a run on the homer by Diaz, their only hit of the inning, and nobody left on base. We'll go to the sixth, 5-1 Phillies.
And the Phillies with a 5-1 lead as we head to the top of the sixth inning here at Three River Stadium in Pittsburgh. Big blow of the game for the Phillies, a 3-run home run by Lance Parrish, who will lead it off here. It'll be Parrish, Wilson, and Aguayo. There you see kind of a, as Vin Scully would say, a soft zephyr of a breeze blowing here in Pittsburgh on just a gorgeous afternoon. Weather has not been all that bad in the month of April. A little bit bad there at the end of the homestand the Phillies just went through, but basically pretty good for the month. Some people with their shirts off here in the crowd. Very comfortable day. Bob Walk started for the Pirates, relieved by Logan Easley, who's pitched well. Retired all 6 batters he's faced. Don Carmen all the way for the Phillies. Easley probably in his last inning of work as he's due to lead off next inning. And here's Parrish. Hit a fly ball to left field his first time up. Smoked a line drive home run out of here. 3-run shot in the third to make it 5-0. Lance now with 6 RBIs. Some idiot out in the stands yelling, "I hope your back goes out now." One ball and no strikes on Parrish. Fastball strike, says Crawford. 1-1. Split-finger fastball misses. He hasn't thrown many breaking balls. Mostly the fastball and the split-finger fastball. Not too much in the way of curve or slider. Struck out 73 and 77 in 2/3 innings last year. Parrish tops it foul, third base side. Nice try by that fan. The Pirates have to be happy with that deal they made. And there's the fan who comes up with it. That little boy will get a souvenir. They get Logan Easley, who's pitching well here today, Brian Fisher, and Doug Drabeck for Rick Roden. 3 young pitchers. Little humpback liner caught at third base by Jim Morrison. Throws over anyway, but Morrison caught the ball on the fly. And Parrish is retired for the first out. Fastball out over the plate. Parrish hit it on the end of the bat. Little humpback liner, and Morrison right off the turf for the catch. Wilson, the batter. Glenn single to left. Grounded out. Pitcher to first. That was when Bob Walk was still in the game. Willie 1 for 2, batting at .258. Easley has come in and retired all 7 batters he's faced and struck out 3 of them. With that good split-fingered fastball, which he's used very effectively. A little wiggle of fingers there by Ortiz. This could be one, and it was. 3 balls and no strikes on Wilson, who takes a look at Jim Davenport to see if he's swinging away. 25-year-old right-hander Logan Easley. And he had the green light, pops it up. Coming on hard is Van Slyke, and he gets there and makes the play. Van Slyke with a good running catch as Wilson jammed himself on a 3-0 fastball. And Easley's now retired 8 in a row. He's restored some order to the game for the Pirates after Bob Walk was roughed up by the Phillies. Aguayo, the batter. Louis 0 for 2, struck out. Humpback liner to center that John Cangelosi made a fine play on. 0 for 2. Louis off to a good start in a limited role, batting at .400. swings at the split-fingered fastball for a strike. No balls and 1 strike on Louis Aguayo, playing at shortstop for the 2nd game in a row. Phillies 5 runs, 5 hits, no errors. Pittsburgh 1 run, 2 hits, and 1 error. We're in the 6th. Ripped down the third base line and just foul. Played by the ball boy down there, Jim Morrison at third. Pirates no longer have ball girls manning the lines. It's one of the young men down there. Fielded that ball cleanly. Split-fingered fastball, and Louis smokes it in the hole for a base hit. So Louis Aguayo gets on. And a good move there. You get your 8-hitter on, and no offense to Don Carmen, but get the pitcher out of the way. Donnie's still looking for that elusive first major league hit. Hit number 6 for the Phillies, the first base runner they've had off Logan Easley. Mike Diaz playing off Louis Aguayo. Now expecting him to run here with Carmen batting. Carmen swings and misses for a strike. Carmen has struck out twice this afternoon, once trying to bunt and once swinging. And another split-fingered fastball, and he has no idea on that thing. He says, "Look at that ball, will you, Jerry?" And what's he doing to that thing? I'm trying to throw one of those. Why can't I make it do that? Ball went down a foot. Crawford throws the ball back to Easley, and Carmen calls time. He gets another one and takes it. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Don Carmen. By Ortiz on a split-finger pitch in the dirt. Crawford will throw that ball out. The count at 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 out. Mike Diaz, the first baseman, playing all the way off Aguayo now with 2 out, taking the hole away. There you see him, and he'll move over as Easley gets ready to pitch. Reason being that the Phillies wouldn't want to get Aguayo thrown out and have to lead off with Carmen, so they know he's not going to run here. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. Another strikeout for Logan Easley. For the Phillies in the 6th inning, no runs, 1 hit, no errors by the Pirates, and 1 man left on base. Pittsburgh bats in the bottom of the 6th inning. It's 5-1 Phillies. From Three Rivers Stadium, Chris Wheeler along with Andy Musser, our 3rd of 37 Prism telecasts this year. Good one this afternoon. Hope you'll be with us for many of them. We'll be back at you on Monday from Olympic Stadium in Montreal. At 1:30, that's Rick Russell, Bob Patterson, who pitched last night, and Logan Easley, who's done a good job this afternoon and will now be lifted for a pinch hitter. Coming out the bat will be R.J. Reynolds.
Batting for pitcher Logan Easley, number 23.
Here's Reynolds.
R.J. Reynolds.
R.J. batting at 250 overall. He's 1 for 4 as a pinch hitter. He's a much better left-handed hitter than right-handed hitter. Phillies are throwing 3 left-handers at the Pirates in this series, so don't expect to see Reynolds in a starting role. Good job by Logan Easley. Retired 9 of the 10 batters he faced. First pitch from Carmen. R.J. is a base hit to center field. Easley gave up 1 hit, struck out 4, didn't walk anybody. R.J. Reynolds leads off with a single, hit number 3 for the Pirates. John Cangelosi, the center fielder, will be the batter. Another switch hitter. Cangelosi 0 for 2, fly to left, pop to short. Pirates with their leadoff man on for the first time this afternoon. Diaz led off with a home run. First time they've had the base runner on. Harmon this afternoon hasn't walked anybody. He struck out 2. John Cangelosi from Brooklyn, New York, former Chicago White Sox. The Pirates have a lot of outfielders. They have great versatility in their outfield. Hard ground ball to Aguayo. Second for 1. This guy can run, and they turn the double play. Great double play by the Phillies. Angelosi can run, and the Phillies really turn that one in a hurry. Here's Aguayo quickly in the hole with a quick half-step toss to Samuel. Sammy with a strong throw to first on a bang-bang play, and they got him. So quickly, 2 out and nobody on base. Samuel with a strong pivot. Sammy shaky with his defense early in the season. He has been turning the double play well. Here's Van Slyke, who's been locked in as a hitter. Hard single to right his first time up, just missed a home run second time, and then grounded out. So Andy is 1 for 2, batting at .324. Misses away, and the count 2 balls and no strikes on Van Slyke, native of Utica, New York, great Syracuse Orangemen basketball fan. Strike call, 2-1. Johnny Ray waits on deck. Phillies 5, Pirates 1. We're in the 6th. Humpback pop-up right in the infield, and Schmidt grabs it. So the Pirates get a leadoff hit, but they're gone quickly after that. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left on base. 5-1 Phillies through 6, and now back to Prism Sports and a report from Larry Rosen.
All right, thanks very much, Chris Wheeler. He has certainly lived up to his nickname. The Phillies' leading hitter through the early going is the hitman, Mike Easler. Mike got his first Phillies home run back at Veterans Stadium off Ed Lynch a couple days ago. He is well-traveled, and he's hit at every stop. Easler sees some clear differences between life in the 2 major leagues.
Over in the American League, they pitch behind a lot. Always 2-0, 1-0, 3-1, 3-2 counts. Pitchers very seldom give in, like 1-0, they're going to throw that good hard fastball and challenge you. 2-0, they're liable to throw a curveball, a straight change. 3-1, they'll walk the winning run on base sometimes to get to the next hitter. You know, their philosophy is get them out any way you can get them out. Over the National League is if you get behind or you don't want to walk the winning run on the base or you don't want to get behind, I don't care who's a hitter behind you. You want to challenge the guy and try to get ahead of him. And this is where I think it's going to be a plus for me in the National League again.
Certainly has been a plus. Easler, a .294 lifetime hitter, entered the season with exactly 1,000 career base hits, and he's picked right up where he left off. Back to Pittsburgh now with Chris and Andy.
And the Phillies take a 5-1 lead into the top of the 7th inning here at Pittsburgh. The Buccos on with their 3rd pitcher of the afternoon. Right-hander Brian Fisher, another one of those pitchers acquired from the Yankees in the Rick Rhoden deal. And back for play-by-play is Andy Musser.
Okay, Wheels. Brian Fisher from Honolulu, 25 years of age. He was originally drafted in the National League by Atlanta. That was back in 1980. He was their 2nd choice in the June free agent draft. They sent him on to the Yankees, and now here he is back again in the NL. Fisher is appearing in his 5th game. He's given up 6 earned runs in just 3 2/3 inning of work so far. By and large, though, the Pirate pitching has not been bad. They're right about the middle of the league with a staff earned run average of 3.56.
Now pitching for the Pirates, number 36, Brian Fisher.
Phillies at the top of their lineup. It'll be Milt Thompson, Juan Samuel, and Von Hayes here in the 7th inning. In the last 3 innings, worked by Easley, the Phillies had just the 1 hit by Aguayo. And Phillies hitters have fanned 8 times today. Fisher comes in throwing strikes. Thompson 1 out of 3. He led to the first run with a single in the first inning, then stole second, went to third on a throwing error by Ortiz, and scored when starting pitcher Bob Walk was charged with a balk. We told you earlier that Nolan Ryan got a big strikeout today, his 4,300th of his career. He has since left that game with a hamstring injury. That's what bothered him in spring training, as I recall.
He's an amazing pitcher. You consider that he's had elbow problems. He's had those big legs of his. He pulls quads and hamstrings and just keeps pumping every year.
A little chop off the plate. It goes foul. Still 2-2 to Milton.
Where he generates that incredible power is through those big legs. He's remarkable, Nolan Ryan.
A power pitcher in his 40s.
Can't do what he does. You know, he comes right out this year striking people out again.
Full count to Thompson, leading off the Phillies' 7th inning. Here's a play for Allman, and he makes it. Thompson grounds to the shortstop, Bill Allman, 1 down in the 7th.
Second baseman, Juan Samuel.
Now Juan Samuel, who had a tough night here last night, taking an 0 for 5. He struck out 3 times. Today, Juan is 0 for 2 with a walk, and he has struck out once.
Boy, is Sammy dressing well this year. Players are on him every day. He gets on the bus with some new outfit, and each one's better looking than the next. He has really, he's really gone to the good stuff this year. He always dressed well. This year, he's spectacular. Had some red shoes on the other day that were out of sight.
Look out. That hit the bat handle. He's all right, I think, but that's a foul ball.
Brian Fisher coming in with a fastball. Samuel trying to get out of the way, and the ball hits the bat.
Count on Samuel, 2 balls and a strike. There's a wild swing. Sammy going for one way up high.
And he's still chasing that high fastball. He's gotten a little better this year, it seems like, of staying off the ball in the dirt, but he's been chasing the high fastball. Patience, patience. Like that.
Good heater there from Fisher. Strikes him out. The 9th strikeout for Pirate pitchers today.
That's the high fastball. I mean, you can't do anything with that pitch, basically, if you hit it anyway. You know, it's a tough pitch. It's a foul it off type of pitch. Rarely do the players do much with that one, but it looks so good that it's tempting to jump at, and Samuel has been swinging at that high fastball.
Right.
Hayes is 1 for 2. Also has drawn a walk. He has stolen a base and scored a run.
Right. Set. Right.
Hayes batting at .265. Phillies have not done much. Since the 3-run home run by Parrish, they have had just 1 hit.
Note Logan Easley had a nasty split finger fastball in the 3 innings he worked. Very, very impressive. There's Mike Schmidt, waiting for that 500th home run.
Two and one now to Hayes.
Right.
Three and one. Bob Walk issued 3 walks, Easley none. And Bonds aboard, his 2nd walk of the day, his 14th of the year, which leads the league. And we're going to see Schmitty right now.
Bond could have walked 3 times today. Last time up, he chased a 3-2 split finger fastball in the dirt for a strikeout.
Schmitty hits home run number 500 here. We have a lot of Philadelphians, including his wife, on hand to see it. The Philadelphian who's going to get the closest look is going to be Jerry Crawford, home plate umpire. And Mike takes low and away a ball.
Scott Palmer from Action News, Channel 6 here today, hoping to chronicle this. Said he'd like to be home for Easter to spend it with his family. So come on, Mike Schmitty.
Schmitty is 0 for 2 today, has popped up and flied out, drew 1 walk. High up into the air, probably will go out of play. And it does. 1 ball, 1 strike on Schmidt.
It's a good swing at that ball.
Needless to say, he has never faced Brian Fisher before, and of course, in a case like that, it's got to be advantage pitcher. I mean, anything can happen, but basically it's advantage pitcher. Of course, it's always advantage pitcher anyway. Another good swing.
Well, he was right on that one. He knows it too. The hitter will tell you hopefully they get 1 pitch in each at bat they can as their pitch. And sometimes you foul it off. And he fouled that one straight back. Be surprised if he gets a fastball after that swing. No, I don't want the out. That's better.
And he steps off. You know, a pitcher, of course, who gives up the 500th home run is going to receive his own share of the notoriety. And frankly, it's not all bad. You know, your name's going to be mentioned a lot of different times in a lot of different places.
Be worse things to do.
That's for sure.
There's Donna.
Fingers crossed, are they?
Donna's pretty
Deep
cool
breath.
about things. Yeah, she really is. I'd say they're a good mix.
Here's a pop-up back out of play.
With 2 buttons undone today. He loves these new uniforms.
I do too.
One of the main reasons he loves them is because he was behind getting them.
There goes the runner, and the pitch is low and outside, and a stolen base for Hayes. Bond picks up his 2nd steal of the afternoon. The Phillies have 4 stolen bases today.
To almost think, well, there's a left-handed hitter on deck. It's hard to say the way they're going to approach him. I just don't think he's going to give him a fastball to hit.
Count is 2-2. Look out.
Fastball, but way off the plate. And it's like they don't want to give him anything now that Hayes opened up that base.
3-2 pitch, and he got jammed. May have broken the bat. And making the catch is Bonilla. So Schmitty flies out to left, and that'll do it for the Phillies in the 7th. No runs, no hits, and 1 man left on base. Stretch time at Three Rivers. Phillies ahead 5-1. Back at Three Rivers Stadium, ready for the bottom half of the 7th inning, with the Phillies holding a 5-1 lead over Pittsburgh. Pirate fans stretching, but not too happy right now because they haven't seen their team do much. Only a home run by Mike Diaz. That's all they have against Don Carmen today, in addition to 2 singles. Carmen has not walked the batter. Johnny Ray will be the Pirate leadoff hitter here. Ray, Morrison, and Diaz in the 7th. And Carmen has given the Phillies just what they need, and that is a chance to rest the bullpen. Ray has struck out and grounded out. strike on Johnny. When he struck out in the first inning, it was the first time all year he had fanned. And ironically, that's one of only 2 strikeouts for Carmen today. Makes the catch. Johnny Ray retired. 1 down in the 7th. How about Julius Erving last night? 36 points on his retirement night, regular season at the Spectrum, and he did indeed reach the 30,000-point plateau, combining his ABA and NBA years. And our congratulations to Julius. That must have been quite a night. Only sorry I couldn't have been there.
You know, they say special people do special things. Well, what did he need? 30. He needed a big scoring game last night to do it, and he did it.
I think he needed 35 and got 36.
Those kind of people do those kind of things.
And, of course, you Prism viewers had a chance to watch it last night. Doc, with one more game, that'll be tomorrow afternoon in Washington. This is Jim Morrison, who popped up and fouled out. Both balls caught by Hayes.
Get the bullpen up. Kent Colby warming up. There he is. Longest the Phillies pitcher has gone this year as a starter is 6 1/3 innings. Kevin Gross on April 10th against the Cubs. Carmen has now gone 6 1/3.
He's behind Morrison here, 3-0. He has not walked a batter today. Aboard, 1 out in the inning. And Mike Diaz, who homered in his last at bat for the only Pirate run, is coming up. Time called. Hayes to the mound to talk with Carmen. Pitching coach Claude Osteen.
He might have told him to go in and install a little bit. Claude Osteen just checking to see if the Colby's ready. Carmen is being limited to a certain number of pitches, somewhere in that 100 range is what they wanted out of him today. And he's probably approaching that. Well, this guy loves to turn it loose.
His home run today was a beauty. It was a center field job. Straight away center field, right over the 400-foot sign. And Carmen has missed on 5 pitches or 6 pitches here in the inning after getting Johnny Ray. Bullpen. So it's 2 balls and 1 strike on Mike Diaz. And he cracked his bat.
Colby continuing to warm up. Mike Diaz hit that ball right on the end of the bat. You can break him just as easy on the end as you can when you get jammed. He just pulls off everything so much. You think you can get him out away. And you probably can get him out away and keep him in the ballpark, but you better get the ball well out there. What happened last time was Carmen had the ball out over the plate, and that's his wheelhouse. Classic power hitter. There's Morrison. Classic power hitter, Andy, who loves to get his arms out. He's way off the plate, too.
Thompson to his left. He gave that a pretty good ride, too, but Diaz is out.
But see, there's the difference. That's what I'm talking about. There's a difference between what he did last time and what he does this time. That pitch was well off the plate and was moving away from him. The last time the ball was kind of flat and sat out over the plate. and he smoked it. Now watch the difference here. Now this ball is out there, but see, he has to really go down and reach for it, and didn't get his arms out the way that he wants to. And you keep him in the ballpark then. Don't give him too much of the plate though away, or he'll just crush it.
Bonilla takes a called strike. Twice he has grounded out. 2 outs in the inning with Morrison, who walked at first. Carmen's done a masterful job. He has given up only 3 hits. There goes Morrison.
They weren't holding him on.
A stolen base for Morrison as he makes it to second base.
Kind of just sitting back there. Carmen didn't look at him much. Morrison figured, oh, all right, I'll go.
And he picks up his first steal of the year.
Haven't had a runner to second base yet today, so the Phillies haven't had to worry about changing the signs. First time it happens, Carmen and Parrish have to talk it over. The only runner they had to second was trotting around it.
Diaz on the homer, you're right. 5-1 Phillies as John Kolsky sees his team in position to win back-to-back games for the first time this year. 2-1. Just a bit low. 3-1 to Bonilla. Bonilla, a terror in spring training this year when he batted .394 for Pittsburgh. Still could not win a regular job on this team. Looked like he would, and then they traded and got Van Slyke. He chased ball 4. Did the Phillies a favor there.
They have a lot of outfielders, and they don't have much infield depth. The Pirates, Jim Leyland, can make a lot of moves with his outfield, but he can't do a whole lot with his infield. 24-man roster restricts you sometimes. That way in the Pirates case.
Here's a hard hit ball. Great stop by Aguayo. Throws. Safe at first. Here comes Morrison for the plate. He scores. It's a 5-2 game.
Well, that's really a cheap run. The Phillies just gave up. Runner gets a second on the uncontested steal, and then Louis made a great play to keep the ball in the infield, and he should just hold on to it. He knows that now. That's a tremendous play not to let the run score, and he short hops Hayes. Toughest ones for them to catch are those balls in the dirt that way. Good running by Morrison to see the ball bounce away from Hayes and score, but that's a run they shouldn't have given up. Be a single and an error on Aguayo.
You don't often see a play like that where there's an error and the runner on whom the error was committed does not advance an extra base, but the extra base in this case was advanced by Morrison.
And no RBI, of course, on the play.
That's right. Junior Ortiz is at the plate. Punches a foul out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. So Bonilla, as you say, does not get a run batted in. He'll get the infield hit, the 4th hit for Pittsburgh. It's a 5-2 game. And the Phillies are charged with their first error of the day.
The runner going to second on that play, too, took away any chance at a force, although it would have even been a different call force play.
Fouled again by Ortiz. He has grounded out and flied out. Ortiz is 0 for 2. Phillies led this game 5-0. Have seen the Pirates come back to get a pair. And we're in the last of the 7th. Ground ball to Aguayo. Force at second, that'll do it. And the Pirates have been retired in the 7th, but they pick up their second run. 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 man left on base. We'll go to the 8th, and it's 5-2 Phillies. Three-run home run. It came in the 3rd inning when the Phillies were up 1-0 at the time, and it has spelled the comfort zone for the Phillies today. Parrish's first home run in a Phillies uniform, and congratulations, Lance.
It was on a 3-2 fastball with runners on 1st and 3rd. Bob Walk challenged him, fastball out over the plate. And he hit it right off that Go Bucks Go sign. There's Lance Parrish, who
He will bat for the Phillies this inning, Wills.
Right.
And it's now a 5-2 game as the Phillies have not scored since that blow by Parrish. Easler, Parrish, Wilson here in the 8th. Now facing Brian Fisher. Easler is 1 for 2. He drove in a run right ahead of the Parrish home run on a base hit and was on base when Parrish hit the round tripper. Down the left field line, a foul ball right into the Phillies bullpen. And Bedrock is up down there.
The Colby throwing earlier. Now with the game into the 8th inning, Steve Bedrosian has gotten up.
Little jam job, shallow left, base hit for Easler. Put it in the perfect spot.
Oh, when you're strong and you can hit, you get those. I mean, it's a broken bat. Good pitch by Fisher, hits him on the hands, and Easler just flares it, loops it out there. Chris James is going to come out and run for him. Here's James, who really banged up his hip last night, scoring the go-ahead run on the single to center by John Russell. Feeling he can't run as well today as he might, but they'll use James for defense also.
And here is our player of the game, Lance Parrish, who is 1 for 3. That one was a major one, a 3-run home run. Fisher falls behind 2-0. That was the first hit the Phillies have had off Fisher, who came in last inning. The Phillies have had only 2 hits since the 3rd inning. But they lead 5-2. We're in the 8th. Foul ball. Chris James makes his way back to first base. Matchup for tomorrow afternoon is Bruce Ruffin for the Phillies and right-hander Doug Drabek going for Pittsburgh.
Players were kidding James when he got on the bus this morning. Chris with that great Texas accent, they said, "Partner, you get along a little bit slow today?" He said, "My get along is hurting."
Backhanded by Allman, makes a nice play. And the ball skips past Diaz at first. Safe at first is Parrish. Bill Allman made a nice play, and they did have time to turn the double play, but couldn't.
Allman shading Parrish in the hole, looking for him to pull. Got the play as he pulls a fastball off the end of the bat in the hole. He didn't hit it very hard. That's why Allman was able to go over. And he extends for it. Let's see what kind of throw he gives Johnny Ray. Oh, perfect throw. Johnny Ray just throws the ball away.
The Pirates have turned only 3 double plays all year. That's the lowest in the National League. Then Wilson sends one to the air to center field. Cangelosi to his left. Wilson flies to Cangelosi. That's 2 down.
Shortstop, Luis Aguayo.
Here's Louis Aguayo. Has had 3 hits in the series. Louis is 1 for 3 this afternoon. Parrish back again. And Aguayo pops it up right near the plate. It'll be Ortiz playing. Oh, he's getting called off now by Diaz. And the first sacker grabs it in foul territory. Diaz was able to make the play, and that'll end the inning for the Phillies in the 8th. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left. Pirates bat in the last of the 8th. They trail 5-2. Chris James remains in the ball game. He'll be the left fielder. The new shortstop will be Steve Jeltz. And the new pitcher is Steve Bedrosian. Bedrock will bat 8th, and Jeltz will bat 9th so that he can lead off the 9th inning for the Phillies. And the Pirates are going to go to their bench, too, and they will bring out Barry Bonds to pinch hit for Bill Allman, leading off the 8th inning with the Phillies ahead 5-2.
As you mentioned several times this afternoon, Don Carmen is one of the Phillies pitchers that they want to restrict the number of pitches coming off the shoulder problems of last year. And he gave the Phillies a strong 7 today. He struggled in the first, struggled a little bit in the 7th. Probably is right up at that 100 pitch number. So the Phillies go to Bedrosian here, and hopefully he can pitch 2 innings and send everybody home.
Sid Bream moves out into the on-deck circle. He's going to bat for Fisher.
Pirates can come at you with some left-handed bats when you make this move. But told you the reason why Carmen is out of the game.
Bonds is off to a very slow start, batting at only 156. This will be his first assignment as a pinch hitter this year. Bonds with no homers, 1 run batted in. Have 2 victories this year, and Bedrosian has been the winner in both.
Phillies really can't use a left-hander right now either, because there's Sid Bream on deck, because Schatzeder is arm weary. I mean, they could use him if they need him for a hitter maybe today, but that's about it.
Two balls and a strike on Barry Bonds. He was the starting center fielder last night. Fouls it back. And back in 1985, Bonds was the first-round draft choice of the Pirates, so he really moved up in a hurry. Attended college at Arizona State University, where he batted .368 as a senior. So Bedrock runs a full count on Barry Bonds. Barry's still just a kid, 22 years of age. Left-handed batter available for the Pirates is Mike LaValliere. Well, you know Bedrock didn't want to do that. Only the second walk handed out by Phillies pitching today. And now Sid Bream is going to come out and hit. Bream out of Mount Holly Springs, Pennsylvania, batting at .250. Bream with no homers, 2 RBIs, and this is his first pinch hitting assignment of the year. 5-2 Phillies, last of the 8th. Base hit for Bream. Bonds stops at second base, and the Pirates will bring the tying run to the plate. Pinch single by Bream.
Nothing comes easy this year, and you didn't expect it to be easy today. All these left-handed hitters in a row. Felsky just shaking his head. He knows he doesn't really have a left-hander today. He knows Carmen was out of gas. Fastball, base hit to right field off the leadoff after a leadoff walk.
And so Felsky and Claude Osteen talk over their options, which aren't too many, as Wheels has detailed for you. John Cangelosi will bat. First time we'll see him up from the left side of the plate. He's 0 for 3 in the game today. As a left-handed batter this year, he's 0 for 2. And he's around to bunt him along.
It's like like he was trying to surprise everybody with a bunt that time. The Phillies didn't expect that. There's Lamont giving signs that he just all of a sudden slid his hands up the bat. That was more like a base hit type bunt to give himself up and move runners. Hayes still doesn't think they bunt. He's way back at first taking the hole away.
It's 2-0. Runners first and second, nobody out. And the 5'8" Cangelosi takes ball 3. Time call. Parrish out to have a word with Bedrock as the dugout is concerned, and Kent DeColby gets up again. John Cangelosi representing the tying run in this game as the Phillies lead 5-2.
Little they can do right now.
Taken here, you can book that. Strike. A borderline pitch, but
inside, that looked like.
Bedrock will take it. Yelts over to cover at second, and Bedrock steps on. Phillies trying to put together back-to-back wins. I know he's not watching, but happy birthday to Allen Musser, 25 today. Ball 4. Bases are loaded, nobody out. And it's crisis time for the Phillies because a couple of more tough left-handed batters are coming up here, Van Slyke and Ray. This inning worked out just exactly so far the way Jim Leyland wanted it to. Sending Bonds and Bream out, and they both got on, and then Cangelosi works the walk.
And now they bring up the guy who's probably their best hitter right now. And then they have Johnny Ray on deck left-handed, where he's very dangerous.
Phillies will play the infield at double play depth. It's 5-2 Phillies.
Keeps missing inside. And that's a bad spot to be missing because you get one down and in to one of these left-handed hitters. See you later.
Roll out behind the mound and try to compose himself now a little bit. He has not gotten it out. Time is called. Third base coach Gene Lamont wants to talk with Van Slyke, and Parrish will use the opportunity to go have a chat with Bedrock.
The only thing they could possibly be talking about is a take. I think Leyland would let him turn loose here, his best hitter up in this situation, if he gets a pitch he can handle. And Leyland looking very relaxed on the bench.
Boy, he had a rip there. 2-1. Yeah, if your team is down 5-2, I guess this is about the best spot you can be in.
Well, look at this rip right here. I mean, he's trying to put that ball in the seats.
He has not homered in a Pirate uniform. And he fouls it off. He hit one out of here foul today.
Rosen reached back a little bit then. He got 2+ fastballs. He threw one by him, 2-0. That's Don Robinson. And that that one there, he threw hard, and Van Slyke was late on it.
So the count level at 2-2 on Van Slyke. In and out of the glove of Parrish, and Van Slyke alive. These fans came in part to see Mike Schmidt try for number 500. Now they'd like to see Van Slyke try for number 1. Out in the left field where Wilson will make the catch. Bonds tags at third. Willie's throw goes to third. Pirates get a run. It's 5-3, but that's the first out. Van Slyke picks up RBI number 6.
Something key on that play is that the runner at second, Breen, does not go to third on the play. Van Slyke doesn't get it. He hits it on the end of the bat. Really thought that Breen was going to tag up and move and go into scoring position, but respecting Wilson's arm, the ball was not that deep. He stayed at second.
Now Johnny Ray with runners first and second, 1 out. Ray has been held hitless today, batting as a right-hander. Carmen kept him 0 for 3, struck him out once, which in itself is headline news. First strikeout of the year for Ray. 2-0. And Bedrock has been behind every hitter.
This guy can really hit 2-0 fastball.
Fouled it back. The pitch was high, and he fouled it. 5-3 Phillies. Phillies got the game's first 5 runs. Now they've seen the Pirates come back with 1 in the 5th, 1 in the 7th, 1 here in the 8th.
Phillies playing him up the middle and double play depth.
Ball 3. Three and 1 to Ray with Jim Morrison on deck. And John Felski's got to be nervous. I know I am.
Well, he's nervous and figuring, you know, what am I going to do? I'm bringing my best in, and it's not working.
Here's a shot to deep right field. That ball's going to get out of here. Johnny Ray has hit a 3-run home run to put Pittsburgh ahead 6-5.
Saying about down and in, there it is. Long ride out of here.
Johnny Ray finally comes out of the dugout to acknowledge the crowd. That's his first home run of the year. And what a spot for the Phillies. They now trail at 6-5 after leading 5-0.
Keep throwing balls down and in, the left-handed hitter. And they can hit balls out of the ballpark, and they're going to get one of them. And he did.
That's the 4th home run given up by Bedrosian this year. Pop foul, back out of play. So the Phillies had the game's first 5 runs, and the Pirates have come back with 6. We will look ahead to the Phillies' 9th inning. It'll be Jeltz, Thompson, and Samuel due to hit. Into center field. Thompson should play it. And he does. Morrison is the second out of the inning. And Mike Diaz, who hit a home run earlier in the game, Diaz 1 for 3. Diaz batting at .313 as he stands in. left on base. We head for the ninth. 6-5 Pittsburgh. Barry Bonds remains in the game. He'll be the center fielder. The new shortstop is Rafael Belliard. Sid Bream remains in the game. He'll play at first base. And Don Robinson, now the closer for the Pirates, goes to the hill here in the ninth inning with Pittsburgh up by a run, 6-5.
Great come from behind so far for the Pirates, and then the Phillies look back on that cheap run they gave up in the seventh inning. Scored on the throwing error and the ground ball in the hole, and the base that was stolen where Carmen basically just didn't even look over there and just stole that base. Now Greg Gross is going to come at for Jeltz. Unbelievable the way things have gone early. You know, you keep tempting left-handed hitters down and in, though, that have power, and one of them might hit one, and that's just what Johnny Ray did.
So Gross will be the batter. If this game goes to extra innings, it's going to be interesting to see who plays shortstop for the Phillies. Could be Mike Schmidt or Rick Shue. Here's Greg Gross, who has one pinch hit this year. And Greg has 109 in his career, tied for 7th on the all-time pinch hit list. He has 994 career hits.
Pirates bullpen, a lot of credit, too, because Easley and Fisher came in and shut down the Phillies, and the Pirates caught up and went ahead.
Gross takes low, ball 1. Robinson, by the way, is 6-9 lifetime against the Phillies. He is an excellent hitter and once played left field in a late season game against the Phillies. Johnny Ray gets it on the short hop, makes the play, and Gross is out. So it's 1 down in the Phillies' ninth. Milt Thompson is the batter. Milt is 1 for 4, singled and scored in the first inning.
Center fielder Milt Thompson.
The Phillies have had only 2 hits in the game after the 3rd inning. Couple of guys to get on to get Schmitty up here in the ninth. Bouncing ball and a base hit for Thompson. That's the kind of hit he's been getting lately. Bobbled and left by Bonilla, but no advance. And the second hit of the afternoon for Milt Thompson. Oh, the Phillies get the tying run on with 1 out.
See Milt Thompson, as he's looking for the ball away, and the ball away, he's hitting away. And that's why he's successful early here in the season. He's not trying to pull that pitch.
Now the Phillies need some help from Somwell, who is 0 for 3 today with a walk and 2 strikeouts. Pirate infield looks for a double play, but they've only turned 3 all year, low in the league. Thompson has stolen a base earlier today. He has 2 steals on the year. He's been caught twice. Uh-oh. They get 1 at second. Safe at first. Ball was not hit hard enough. Thompson went in hard at second base, and Milt gets up slowly.
Here's that play at second. You see Thompson getting in Belliard's way. Not a double play ball, as Andy said. And Thompson made sure he gave Belliard a good slide to make it more difficult for him.
Now Von Hayes will bat for the Phillies. 2 out in the inning. Somwell at first base. 19,361 the attendance today. Mike Schmidt Schmidt waiting on deck. Hayes hoping to be able to get him up there.
Samuel thinking about running, too, trying to get into scoring position with 2 out. Robinson has a good move, too, and that wasn't it. It's a very good move. He has quick feet. Don Robinson's a very good athlete for such a big man. He's a fast runner, and he can really move over there.
He's had all kinds of knee problems over the years.
Shoulder, elbow.
But he's a battler. Hayes takes a called strike.
That's the kind of pitch. You know, when you're in a situation where you don't want a home run to beat you from a left-handed hitter, that's where you throw it. Because you make them take you out the other way. And Bedrosian was flirting with disaster by those balls in, and one got him.
By the way, the shadows have now come across home plate to make it just that much tougher on the hitter. Look at that. The ball is coming at you from sunlight.
Outfielders are deep. There's Davenport giving some signs. All the Pirate outfielders are deep. Even Bonds, who plays shallow. You see them out there. They want to make sure to keep the ball in front of them. They don't want the ball to get over their head.
Nothing more than a glorified lob over there to first base. Hayes has walked twice today. He's been on base 3 times. He leads the NL with 14 free passes. Samuel goes. Wow. The pitch, the throw to second base, came back to the first base side, and he almost got it.
Belliard took the throw in front of the bag here, and the ball is tailing on him. See Samuel, you can't really see where Belliard, there he comes into your picture. He felt he had to come up in front of the bag to catch this ball. Because the throw was way on the other side. He made a very quick tag and almost got Samuel going by. How about this? Are they walking him?
Looks like it.
No. Junior put up 4 fingers, and then he looked back in the dugout and he said no.
Somebody got confused over a signal there, I think.
Well, you know, that's why I said, look at this. If they're going to walk Hayes to go to Schmidt.
2 balls and a strike on Bond. The ball gets through Ortiz. Over to third base goes Samuel. Phillies get the tying run to third base.
Now they might walk him, 3-1, or give him a ball out of the strike zone. That's what they did there. Instead of walking him intentionally, they try a little pitch around, throw the ball low, and it gets by Ortiz.
Haven't heard the scoring yet, but it might well be a pass ball. Two outs in the inning. Phillies down by a run at 6-5. Ball 4, and look at that catch. He just saved the tying run right there. And Mike Schmidt is going to bat. He will bat, seeking home run number 500 with runners at first and third, 2 down in the ninth. And you talk about a home run being important.
What a play by Junior Ortiz as we watched that replay. You described it when it happened. That looked like that ball that Gedman couldn't catch at Stanley threw last year. Here comes Leland, the manager, out.
Jim Leland visiting the hill for the first time today. Just wants to talk it over here with Don Robinson.
Been batted 3 times off Don Robinson last year. He's 0 for 2 with a walk.
Well, Mike today is 0 for 3. Has popped up and flied out twice. He did walk and scored when Parrish hit his 3-run home run. That was in the 3rd inning, and that's the last time the Phillies scored. They led 5-0 at that point. Now they are down 6-5, and this would be one Schmidt would remember for a couple of reasons. athletes squaring off here. Mike Schmidt against Don Robinson. Of course, we're thinking home run because he needs 1 for 500, but a base hit here ties the game. Ball 1 to Schmidt.
Chris James in the on-deck circle. Mike Easler is out of the game. Of course, the Phillies went for better defense with the lead that they had.
Oh, again, 2-0 to Schmidt. Don Robinson got the first out of the inning, but then gave up the hit to Thompson. Somwell hit into a fielder's choice, but stole second, and Hayes walked, and then the pass ball sent Somwell to third. Oh, again, 3-0 to Schmidt.
Green light time.
And he takes a shot at it. There it goes. It is out of here. Michael Jack Schmidt with number 500, and what a spot. Woo, what a spot, and the whole team comes out to greet Schmidt. He's put the Phillies back in front 8-6.
Well, I'll tell you something. That is just great. You talk about a great time to do something, huh? As I said earlier, Andy, about great players, Julius Erving, great players do great things. That's a great thing you just saw there. There's Donna. Wow, 3-0 pitch two, green light time. Boy, that's exciting. What a wonderful game this is when things like that happen, too. Wow. Tribute to these fans, too. They are really appreciative of this.
Hit number 499 and number 500 in consecutive games, getting congratulations all the way around. And the Phillies are back on top, and the whole bullpen, which had come in, now has to go back down the left field line. Back to work. There they go. In unison, they come in to congratulate Mike Schmidt. Schmidt has just become the 14th player in baseball history with 500. His next milestone will be number 511 when he will reach the total achieved by Mel Ott. Chris James is batting for the first time this afternoon. James hitting at 211. Schmidt wanted number 500 to be meaningful, and he certainly got his wish. Now they're off the right field line. It's foul and out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here it is again. Number 500 with 2 men aboard, with 2 out in the 9th, with the Phillies trailing by a run. Schmidt now with the 11 runs batted in for the year. That was home run number 5. Pirates in the last of the 9th. Bonilla, Ortiz, and Bonds. Be sure and stay with us here on Prism. We are going to make every effort to talk with Schmidt after the game. Two and two now to Chris James. Inside, ball 3. The Phillies have scored 6 of their 8 runs today on 2 swings of the bat. Parrish and Schmidt with 3-run home runs. Ball 4, James is aboard. And here's Parrish, 1 for 4 today. That big 3-run home run in the third, which at the time put the Phillies up 5-0. And they hadn't scored again until Schmitty unloaded. Pitch out, but James is not going anywhere. In the bottom of the 8th, the Pirates got 4 runs on just 2 hits. The Phillies have just 2 hits this inning. Into the air to center field, Bonds. Plenty of room. Barry puts it away, and that'll do it in the top of the 9th. But Mike Schmidt, career home run number 500, has put the Phillies up. 3 runs, 2 hits in the inning, and 1 man left on base. Michael Jack with congratulations from everyone. He goes out and takes over at third base as we go to the bottom half of the 9th, and it's 8-6 Phillies. Let's watch it one more time. History in the making as Michael Jack delivers number 500 in his illustrious career. He knows it. Look at that. Look at that. Yes, sir, I got it. And what a key spot. Here's the pitch from Robinson. Schmitty got it all. And now, you want to know something else interesting? As Donna applauds, yes, sir. Michael Jack, who played shortstop in the minor leagues, is going to play shortstop in the game where he hit his 500. Kent DeColby comes on to pitch. Rick Shue will play at third base, and Schmitty will be the shortstop. Congratulations all the way around for Michael Jack. 8-6 Phillies. And we'll see if the Pirates have anything left. The former Pirate closer, Kent DeColby, will now be in there to pitch for the Phillies, as it was obvious that Bedrosian just did not have it. Now the leadoff hitter is Bobby Bonilla standing at the plate. Michael Jack is the shortstop now with Shue at third base.
Batting fifth, number 27, Kent DeColby. At third base, is batting eighth, number 27, Rick Shue. Leading off for the Pirates, number 25, Bobby Bonilla.
Also a new left fielder for the Phillies, Greg Gross, remains into play in left field. Chris James is out of the game. Ball 1 to Bonilla, who is 1 for 3 today. Bonilla got an infield single the last time up, and that helped, I should say, an unearned run that the Pirates scored in the 7th inning. Much more effective against right-handed hitters than left-handed hitters. Will have to face a couple of lefties here in the bottom of the inning. Out into left field, and the play made by Gross. Bonilla lines to Gross, 1 down in the 9th. Pirates are going to use a pinch hitter. Mike LaValliere is going to come out and bat for Ortiz. Pirates are in a platoon situation at catcher right now. LaValliere hitting at 286, 0 for 1 as a pinch hitter. That was last night. And Mike takes a called strike. He has a good eye. He won't draw a lot of walks. Mike played 6 games with the Phillies in 1984, including starting a pair of games. And here's a little base hit out in the left center field. LaValliere gets a pinch single. And the Pirates will bring the tying run to the plate. Barry Bonds will be the batter. Bonds drew a walk and scored when the Pirates scored 4 runs back in the 8th inning. caught. Thompson was playing deep and has to come on fast. Makes the catch. Wow. Did he cover a lot of ground? Thompson was way back deep. And Bonds hit up under that ball, and Thompson really had to cover some turf. Look at Milt. He's really digging. Not to worry, he says. And the Pirates are down to their last out now. The batter is Sid Bream, who is 1 for 1 with a run scored. Phillies lead it 8-6, bottom of the 9th. Bream takes low, ball 1. In the air to left field, Greg Gross should make the play. It's all over. The Phillies have recovered to win this game on the 500th home run of Mike Schmidt's career, and Schmidt winds up at shortstop, which I know he loves as well. And look at that big grin on Schmidt. The Phillies have won this game 8-6. 9th inning for Pittsburgh. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left on base. A big day for Schmidt and a big day for the Phillies as they have put together back-to-back wins for the first time. Here's number 500 again. Schmidt got it all. Look at him. Yes, sir. He loves it, and so do Phillies fans everywhere. The Phillies were down to their last out at that point. They trailed by a run, and Mike Schmidt brought them back on an historic 500 home run. What a happy man, and so are Phillies fans everywhere. Chris Wheeler is down on the field. Michael has joined him. Schmidt has just been congratulated by Michael, and they're going to be talking here in just a moment. I know the demands on Schmidt. Chris Wheeler is on the field, and he's got the man of the hour with him, so let's go down there right now.
All right, Andy, absolutely the man of the hour. You said you wanted it to mean something. What did it mean?
Oh, I'm telling you, you couldn't ask for something like that to come at a greater time, Chris. Johnny Ray had a great at-bat and put him ahead by a run, and Don Robinson, one of the toughest relievers in the National League, as you know, for a right-handed hitter, of course, was a pitcher, and I had 3 real bad at-bats going into that AB. Tried to lift the ball every time, and to be honest with you, I was coming to the pressure of the 500th home run. We also had a 5-run lead and a 3-run lead, and I guess maybe I had the freedom to go for it a little bit, and as you can see, it never works when you go for it. And I felt pretty good. I laid off the first 3 pitches that were low in the strike zone where I like them, but I had good strides and nice and relaxed. And well, he challenged me with a 3-0 pitch, and I put a good swing on it. I knew it was going right when I hit it.
Michael, 3-0 in that situation, as you just said. Was there any thought in your mind that he wouldn't challenge you there? You know, Chris James is on deck. I couldn't help but think up in the booth of the home run you hit off Bonson that day. With an inexperienced, a younger player on deck, did you think for a minute that he might not come after you there?
Don't forget Von Hayes is a winning run on first base, and they're in the hitter alive, including Babe Ruth, that they'd walk and move the winning run up to second base, where I don't care who the next hitter is, can beat you with a single up the middle. And you know, he didn't necessarily come at me as hard as I've seen him the first 3 pitches, maybe trying to make a good pitch, but he threw one down the middle, 3-0, and what a thrill, Chris.
Somebody else is thrilled right there, Mike.
Yeah, there she is. She flew in this morning, and what a fitting ending.
Really well. Just one more thing before we let you go. You know, you said you've been thinking about this so much and how much it meant to you for it to be in an important situation. You said you might even kiss home plate when you finally hit this thing. Now, you had to be thinking, coming around third base, what am I going to do when I get home? Or was it all on just instincts when you got there?
Well, you know, being the situation that it was, and the time that it came, in a key moment in the ball game that we had coughed up and needed to come back and win, the team was out there, and I think the happiness of the moment being that it had a chance to win the ball game for us kind of made me forget about all that kissing the plate. It's a little hard to do with all your teammates out there, and I just have to say, it's got to be right now the greatest thrill of my life.
Michael, it's been a thrill. I've seen every one of them, and hope to see a lot more of them. And gosh, it was great to do this game on Prism today. Congratulations to you and to the ball club for a game that meant something today.
Well, I'd like to say to all the fans in Philadelphia, I'm sorry. I think they can put up with the outcome at this point. I don't think there's any of them there would have liked to have seen me not get a hit to help the team at that point. I did my best to hit it in Philadelphia. Maybe the problem was that I hit too many early in the season there in Philadelphia, but I'll be happy to see him when we get home.
We'll see who gets the Corvette, too.
That's right, Wheels. You think anybody picked it that early?
I don't know. We'll find out.
All right, thank you.
Mike Schmidt on one of the greatest days in Phillies history and in his history. And back to you, Andy, now after one of the great days we've ever had here on Prism.
All right, Wheels, and you've got your own cheering section right down there behind the dugout as all the fans are standing there applauding Mike Schmidt in a great, great afternoon here in Pittsburgh. A game that could have spelled such disappointment for the Phillies in as much as they led it 5-0 and then slipped behind on the home run by Johnny Ray. And you talk about pressure situations. I mean, the pressure was really on Schmidt to do something right there, as Don Robinson had allowed the Phillies to work themselves into a spot where they could reclaim the lead in the game, and Schmidt did not fail. One of the things that Schmidt has said is that he wanted the home run to be meaningful, which it was, and he has also said that he wanted the home run to be one where he got it all. He didn't want that number 500 just snaking over the fence. Well, it did not. He got most of it, if not all of it, and it certainly couldn't come in a more meaningful spot for the Phillies. So the Phillies have won a regulation game for the first time all year. Also for the first time all year, they have won back-to-back games. Let's check the totals on the ball game this afternoon. 8 runs, 9 hits, 1 error, and 7 left for the Phillies. 6 runs, 7 hits, 1 error, 2 left for Pittsburgh. Steve Bedrosian, the winning pitcher. Kent DeColby gets a save. Don Robinson is the losing pitcher. He is 2-1. The producer for Phillies baseball on Prism is Randy Seidman. Today's game was directed by Ray Tipton. Again, the final score from Pittsburgh: Phillies 8, Pirates 6. Now stay tuned for Prism Sports with Larry Rosen, followed by the Pennant Chase.